You were born this way, baby. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a review of the new Born This Way foundation from Too Faced. I am so excited that this foundation is finally out and I have my hands on it. You guys know I was on the hunt for like the perfect foundation. I wanted a full coverage foundation, but one that I could wear every day as well, just because in the cosmetic world I'm always doing a full face of makeup. So what makes Born This Way such an amazing and like unique foundation is it is a completely oil-free foundation, which is awesome for you guys who have oily skin or acne-prone skin who are looking for something that is oil-free. This is going to be perfect for you. This Absolute Perfection foundation also has coconut water in it, which is super hydrating. The Hangover Primer from Too Faced also has coconut water in it, so it's going to help it like just sink into your skin and just like make your skin glow. It also has something called Alpine Rose, which is a flower that grows in really like harsh conditions up in, I don't know, up in the snow somewhere, which brightens your skin and helps with the skin's elasticity. So if you're more mature, client who is wanting more of an anti-aging foundation, this is going to be perfect for you. And lastly, it has hyaluronic acid in it, which gives your skin a more smooth and youthful appearance. It gives your skin just an undetectable coverage that makes you look like you were really born this way. So I have the shade Porcelain. This is the lightest shade that is sold at Sephora. I looked on the Too Faced website and there were 2 shades that were like lower than that, and then 3 shades that were above the darkest shade that's sold at Sephora. So maybe check that out if you're wanting a shade that is lighter than the one I have on my skin right now, but I make this work. I also have 3 other shades to show you guys besides the Porcelain, which is the one I have. I also have Vanilla, Light Beige, and Sand. You do get 1 ounce, which is the standard size for any foundation, and it is $49 Canadian. This foundation also has a pump. I love the packaging. It has like a frosted glass effect, and I think it just looks really classy. And a side note, I do have one of the Love Flushes by Too Faced, which I'm so excited about, and I'll show you that a little bit later. Without further ado, let's get into the makeup application. I'm going to show you how I do my full coverage foundation routine. The primer I'm going to be using today is the Too Faced Hangover. I always say RX, but I think it's just Hangover X primer. This has coconut water in it, which actually the foundation as well has coconut water in it, so it works really well together, really hydrates the skin. And here's a little tip. If you want the foundation to look a little bit more radiant, it is beautiful on its own, but you can add a little bit of the Ole Henriksen Pure Truth Youth Activating Oil. This just adds like a really beautiful radiance to it, and these two together just look absolutely gorgeous. Do about a 2-to-1 ratio, so 2 pumps of the foundation and 1 pump of the Truth Activating, what is this? Pure Truth Youth Activating Oil. That's a tongue twister. So this is the shade Porcelain. It's about 2 pumps on my hand. You can see it's about a shade too dark for me. I'm white as a ghost though. I'm actually going to be applying one side of my face with my fingers and the other side with a beauty blender. There's 1/2 done. You can see the difference in coloration. Although this don't pay attention necessarily to the color, just because I know it's a little bit off for my skin tone, but the finish of it is what I really want you guys to see, because everyone's a different color, but the finish of it is just going to be completely beautiful on you. It's just so weightless, and you can't even really see that it's there, but it is, and it's so weird. Now the other side, I am going to be using a beauty blender. I've actually never applied this foundation with a beauty blender before, so we're all going to see what's going to happen here. A beauty blender usually does give you a more fuller coverage look to any foundation, and that's what I'm finding with this. It's giving me a little bit more of a fuller coverage. But then again, with any foundation, you could double up and, build to get your like perfect coverage. I don't think I had to use as much foundation with the beauty blender as well. Just gonna make sure I blend this down my neck. I've zoomed you in so you can see the texture of it, because I know that that's what everyone wants to see. So there you can see it on my skin. I mean, you can barely even notice that it's there, but it's still there. It's like your own skin, but just like enhanced, and it's almost not there. It's completely undetectable, like the name suggests. Now for me, I'm really happy with this coverage. I don't have a lot to cover, so this is pretty well where I'm going to leave it, but I am just going to add a little bit more concealer underneath my eyes just because I have very dark circles. I'm just using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I'm also just putting a little bit around my nose and on my chin, just as a highlight. I always like to set my face with a powder once I put a foundation on. This foundation though, it's strange because I don't feel like you need to set it with a powder just because it dries to a beautiful finish. But for me, I am going to be setting it with the Too Faced Primed and Poreless. This is just a skin smoothing powder and a finishing veil. This is beautiful. It fills in any lines and pores on your face, and it has like an HD effect to it, and it never had that flashback. It comes in loose, which is what I have, and it also comes in pressed powder. It is just a colorless translucent powder. And also, if you have more oily skin and you're finding that you're getting very oily in the T-zone, you can actually prime your face with this. Just dust a little bit on before you apply your foundation. And I usually take it with a little bit of a smaller brush just because I have more control over it. I just lightly pat it into my face. And like I said, you don't have to set this foundation. I'm just making sure that I'm setting it because it's going to prolong the wear of the foundation. And I have a long day ahead of me under really bright lights, so I gotta set my foundation. Another option, if you don't want to lose the dewiness of it, the Candlelight Powder. This is just the softly illuminating translucent powder. I mentioned this in my favorites, I believe. This just has a really nice glow to it, almost has like a shimmer to it. I don't want to say that, but it has just like a gold fleck in it that just really like illuminates your skin. And for a little bit of dimension, I'm just using the Milk Chocolate by Too Faced just to add a little bit of dimension, color, and, you know, get that cheekbone going. And to add a little bit of color to my face, I'm going to be using one of the new Too Faced Love Flushes. These are a 16-hour wear blush, and this is in the shade How Deep Is Your Love. These are actually all named after love songs, which is really cute, and they have like little kissing bunnies on it, which is adorable. This is my first time using this, so this is pretty well a first impression. I love that this blush has a mirror on it. I feel like not enough blushes have mirrors on them. This blush gets a thumbs up. It blended out beautifully. I really like the color. And finally, on my face, to top it off, I'm actually going to take just the highlight shade from the Snow Buddy bronzer, and I'm going to use that to highlight my cheekbone. Those are all the steps that I take to achieve this full coverage foundation routine. My final thoughts on this foundation is that I absolutely love it. I wish that was a teeny tiny little bit lighter just so it would blend a little bit better. But once it's blended out, you can see it's really not a bad color match for me, but it's the finish and the texture that I love. It literally looks like your own skin. Like, it's completely undetectable. Go into Sephora, try it out. You're just gonna be blown away by how there's pigment there, but you literally can't see it, and it's your skin. It's completely undetectable, and I love it. This is what I've been looking for my whole life, and I'm so in love with it. As a side note, I have the new Faction lashes on, and they are the most beautiful lashes in the entire world. I don't know if you can see. Thank you so much, Alex. I am so in love with them. So proud of him. You guys want to check out a beautiful pair of lashes, go, because they are stunning. They're limited edition. They're $29.99. They're beautiful. Just look at that. That is it for my Born This Way review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Are you mad? Are you gonna freak out on me in any minute? Oh, baby, they love you. You're a little celebrity. You have to be nice. You have to love the spotlight. No? Show me your badass collar. Yeah, is this sweet? Okay.